Hello. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late. It is Tuesday. How are we all today? Are we all okay? Have you all had a good day so far? The sun's come back today, hasn't it? Which is always good. Just gonna wait and see if anybody hops on with any questions. Oh, Chloe. Hi, Chloe. You're right. Anyone else coming on? It says there's 3 people watching, but I can't see who they are. Just see Chloe. Oh, it says 4 people. I don't know who you are. Pop in the comments and say hello so I know who's here. Birds are singing today loudly, can hear them. It's lovely. How are we all feeling generally? Pop in any kind of well-being comments you'd like to pop in as well if you'd like to. Many of you know I'm actually a healer as well as a estate agent. So if you've got any general well-being, anxiety, troubles, anything you want to just chat about that's not estate agency related, you can just general sort of lifestyle stuff, you can pop in there as well if you like, or personal message me, PM me anytime. Right, okay, so there's 3 people, I don't know who they are, so I can't gear what I'm going to say up to the audience. I don't know who my audience is, but anyway, I don't have a great deal to say today. Today I've actually been doing a lot of admin that I don't often get a chance to do. Being the company director as well as the main lister means that and I also like to get out and do the viewings as well. Oh, I've got some questions coming in. Here comes Joni. So I'm taking full advantage of this time to do, I think I said this yesterday, I'm doing a bit of admin that I just don't often get time to do. So that's been a lot of my day to day, and also working on a couple, hi Maya, working on a couple of exchanges and completions as well. One of them was one that's going to complete on Friday. It's an empty property. Mike has cleared that on his own, bless him, because he can't have any team with him. So he's going to be looking like Popeye soon. And then we've got another one we're just working on today. There are 5 people in the chain. We're ready to exchange, so we're just working with the solicitors up and down the chain on what's a realistic kind of time scale to get it all exchanged now with a floating completion. But I will when this has all been sorted, I'll let you know what we did, because we're still up in the air about whether we set a completion date for 2 weeks' time, request the funds and then send them back if it doesn't happen, or whether we'll leave it open. But I'll when it's confirmed, I'll come back to you. Okay. Like I keep saying, every case has got to be dealt with differently, so I will keep updating you on any case studies. The one we've got completing at the end will either be Friday or Monday. Is an investment property for somebody, so and they're going to move into it for a while. It needs some work doing on it. They've got a very elderly family member in the town the property is in, so they're going to have to stay in there for a bit to be on hand for their 90-year-old father. So we're doing what we can in the community to help people move for viable reasons like that. They'll be able to get in there, live in there, and not have to keep driving from the city out to this town. I'm not going to say too much because of data protection, but it will help them a lot. In terms of logistics and just being closer to that vulnerable person. Right, Joni Matthews. Hi, Joni. Thanks for hopping on with a question. Hi, Katie. Just a couple of questions for first-time buyers. Me and my partner are looking to buy in the next year, but not sure how much project we want. My partner wants a big project, but I'm not sure, as I'm worried about the stress of it all. Well, as some of you know, we've actually in the process of building our own property. We're nearly there. I don't know if you can see here. This is one of the last bits to do. This is going to be our balcony. Oh, next door's structure. Yeah, we won't talk about that today. Yeah, so we are going to be having a balcony across here. We can step out on there at the minute, but it's not very safe. So that's one of our last bits of the project on the ensuite. It has been an ongoing project. I would say, you know, if you've got loads of energy and you can make the time. For us, it's taken longer and longer because we both work kind of 6 or 7 days a week. So the time we get home and want to crack on with stuff just isn't always possible. And it's knowing if you've got good suppliers to help, you know, good contacts in the building trade, if you're going to need help with that as well. Yeah, that our balcony would have been done before, but unfortunately the person that put the ridges along it weren't equally spaced. We've now got to do that again. So it's just whether you think you can be kind of flexible and cope with things not going completely to plan all the time, like our balcony. I would say it's exciting. You can get it, you know, this was just a plot, and this property was designed with an architect and Mike, the other director of Attic, and my husband. So what I like about it is that we've had it exactly as we want it. And if you get a project, you know, you can knock through walls, you can do loads. So I think it doesn't have to, you know, how stressful it is, it just depends on yourself, doesn't it? You're in control of your own stress. If you're willing to just take one day at a time and know that things won't always go to plan, because they just don't, do they? So it's just, you know, getting the resilience boots on and just, having fun with it. I would say you're going to have fun with it. Whatever sort of budget you put aside, know that you're going to need a buffer on top of that, because, like, for example, this balcony, we're going to have to pay again to have the fiberglass redone, you know, things like that. It's not going to be a huge expense, but it is just, you know, once small expenses start adding up, then it does add up a bit. So also, you know, colour palettes, you can go crazy on that as well, can't you? Choose all your own tiles and flooring. So I say go for it. I mean, have you got any DIY experience? Has your partner got any DIY experience? Have you got friends and family? You know, people might come and help, do painting parties and all sorts. So I say get stuck in. Then you've said, do you think the size and type of property is more important or the location? I think it depends on lifestyle. I think it depends on how close you are to friends and family, or how isolated you want to be, or in touch with people. Yes, so this is something I could talk about all day. I mean, people that know me personally know that I moved out to Shipdham like it'll be 5 years ago in like June time, yeah. And I'd grown up in Suffolk. I've lived in Australia, lived in London, lived in Norwich. You know, a large amount of my friends are in Norwich. My family are down in Suffolk, so Norwich wasn't too far from them. And I think location is important if you want to be in touch with people regularly. I still miss terribly being able to walk to my friends' houses, Becky and Sarah, hello, people like that, and Sarah, that I could walk to, and now I can't. I just don't have that anymore. I guess life changes as you get older anyway, and I'm so busy now that the regularity that I'd be able to do that is different now. But I definitely miss that. It's taken me quite a long time to get to know people in the village. I'm now getting to know a few people. It's helped since I've had the dogs. So I guess it depends on the person. It depends on the situation. If you've got children, you can meet people easier. My stepson doesn't go to school in our village, so we do the school run in a different place, so I don't really get to know any mums there. But if you're going to be a first-time buyer that's looking for a project, then maybe you just say to yourself, we're going to do this project. Location doesn't matter. What matters is the yield, like what we can get back on this property. If you're going to buy something really run down, do it up, put a really quirky, quirky mark on it, then potentially you'll be able to make more money that way than if you're looking at the location. If you are young and you haven't got children or pets and you've got, then it doesn't matter as much maybe if at weekends or if you want to go and see people, you can stay with them. And actually, if you're doing a big project like that where you're going to strip it all back to the bare bones, then maybe it doesn't matter on the location, because the rare days off you give yourselves, then you might want to go and stay at mum's or dad's or brothers or sisters or friends to get out of the mayhem that you've created in the property. So that way, but this is just me talking to my own personal experience. I'm only like an hour away from my family, but it's some days that's too far, and especially with everything that's going on in the world, I feel it even more, but each their own. So if it's not your forever home, obviously location isn't as important. Just depends on like mapping out a plan. So if you would like to talk to me about that, I'm happy to do that from a coaching point of view. I won't charge you for that. But this is one of the things that's different about attic. We have attic alignment as well. You can look that up on our website. We have a different division which I kind of bring into it my coaching and my healing aspects as well. So I can sit down with you and say, this is where you are, where do you want to be, where do you want to be in 5 years, where do you want to be in 10 years, let's look at this from a monetary value and what makes sense, let's look at elements of it from, emotional and financial, and get a bit of a plan together. So do feel free to send me a private message if you feel like you want to talk about this further, because I can only impart from my personal opinion unless I get to know you a bit more and find out, where you're coming from. But I say go for it. Just go for it. Any other questions? Just talking about first-time buyers as well, if that seems to be a bit of a topic today. If there's any other first-time buyers watching, or feel free to share this with first-time buyers. There are some really good deals around at the moment on mortgages. I don't know what's going to happen to the property prices. They're not going to go up, are they? Let's be realistic. Over the next kind of year to 18 months, it's very unlikely they're going to go up. They might come down. We are, in Norfolk and Suffolk, we're kind of in a pocket where the prices don't actually get as affected as much as some other areas, because it's such a desirable place for people to move to. And we get a lot of second homes here, a lot of people retiring here. So even if we do have a dip in the market, usually we're quite protected. But now is a good time, I would say, if you are thinking about moving, if you haven't already done so, speak to a mortgage broker. Of course, we would say speak to the guys over at Yellow Brick and find out what price bracket you can be looking in, and have a look a bit higher than that. At the moment, be looking up to kind of 20,000 higher, just so if we are going to get a dip, you can see what's available in both brackets. And I would say do start having a look on Rightmove now. There are still, we haven't had any vendors withdrawing from the market because of what's going on. And I would say go and be having a look and see what you can get for your money, and then you can get booking your viewings when we're the other side of this. Some agents have got virtual tours going on, virtual viewings, so you can book some of those maybe on ones that's available on. They won't be available, I guess, on all the properties because we've not all had an opportunity to get out to film all of them. But yeah, at least be looking at what your affordability is to make sure you're looking the right price bracket, and then be using some of this extra time, if you are not a key worker, that you're at home, to be having a look online and start to brainstorm. Is location more important than the size of the property? Are you prepared to do a project? Are you prepared for that additional pressure in life? Because it is an additional pressure. As exciting as it is, it's hard work, and I'm not going to sit here and say it isn't. So that's that really. Any other questions? Anybody else? I don't think there's any other questions there at the moment. Hi, Mayo. Yeah. Short but sweet today. I don't have a great deal to say, like I say, because I've been doing mainly marketing and admin today. So if that's all, I won't ramble on, I won't bore you. But as usual, feel free to drop me any questions, and if you've got any other guest speakers that you'd like to hear from, let me know. If there's any industry partners you want me to get in, happy to do that. And yeah, hopefully you're not all going too bonkers, keep safe, and See you tomorrow. Bye.